Hello there, welcome back. I wired some of the branches up and I learnt a lot. In the previous trees I'd only tied up a few branches here and there, that's all, but I tried a lot of little branches here today, and one thing I've learned is it's an extremely boring job. Very time consuming, and it takes a lot of patience. It would probably be better if it was a nicer day and it wasn't so chilly and windy. Also, what I've noticed was normally I would do this sort of work early spring before the buds start to really swell or leaf out. Because the tree's leafing out now, I knocked a lot of leaves here and there off, and I also snapped a couple of little branches here and there which I either knocked or just weren't strong enough to sort of tie. Excuse me, some branches just wouldn't go into place because there's nothing to sort of tie onto, or branches that are tied together, it sort of pulled both out of shape when one might have been into shape okay, but once I tied the other one, it knocked the shape completely off the two of them. So I had to undo some of them. Some branches just wouldn't sort of go into a good shape. So some pruning is probably better than actually trying to wire some of them up. It's all a learning curve. Some of them are in a position which is a little bit nicer. I've gone in the house and come back out a few times now, just to the fact I was getting totally bored with it. A lot of respect to the bonsai guys, because they spend so much time wiring the trees properly, and this is basically a really ham-fisted, whatever you call it, rough basic attempt. It does work, because I have tried in the past on holding some branches in place, and since I've come out again after having a little bit of a 10-minute rest, the tree actually looks a little bit better than what it did before I started, so I suppose that's a good thing. Mostly the bottom branches on the tree are what I focused on and improved the shape a little bit. There's some branches obviously need to grow longer before you can wire them up. I didn't do a great deal at the back, a couple just wouldn't sort of wire. But you can see some of those parts where the wire is, there's more streamline shape to some of those little branches there now, instead of them growing wider or at a funny angle. So I've just pulled some of those in a little bit neater. You'll have to excuse the camera, I can't see what I'm doing here because so much reflections from the sun. So if I come back a little bit, you might see all those raw branches, and at least it's a start. I might continue a little bit in the coming days and pick a branch out here and there that might need wiring. But obviously it's something you can do at any time, but once the tree leaves out, you're not going to see the shape of the branching well, so probably early spring before the leaf out will be better to shape it. And I think that's about it really. Like I say, we tried it. I'd be more inclined to just prune in the future, and hopefully the tree will respond to that and beef out a bit more and then keep pruning it. But it does work. There's some branches there where I'm happy with that. I've tied them up now instead of pruning them. So I probably will do a little bit of wiring now and again if I can be bothered, because it's so tedious, fiddly, and the amount of leaves that you can knock off, you've got to be very careful. But anyway, it's just another thing you can try if you want to. And I'll update this tree in the future, probably next year when I take these wires off. But remember, check the wires, every wire you've got every 2-3 months to make sure they're not nipping in and marking your branching, and then just retie them. But come next spring, early next spring, I'll take them off, and those branches should be nicely held in place in a better shape. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Take care.